Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Compositions, the show where we talk about music and how it shaped our lives.
I am your host, Jarrell Hall.
And let me first say Happy New Year's to everyone. It is now 2021.
Whoop whoop.
Thank God. Yes. And today, this episode, I have two special guests. The first one is the beautiful and lovely Jennifer Tong.
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
And my second guest, I got to give this guy a special intro because, he's a special kind of guy.
Amen.
So, right about now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get yourselves and your soul together. This man will make your liver quiver. Ha! This man will make your bladder splatter. Ha! This man will freeze your knees. Ha! If you will, let's all give it up for the Godfather of Soul, Soul Brother number one, Malik Vasquez.
Far too kind coming here with the shiny slippers and two shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Real legs with wooden foot. Appreciate you having us on the show.
Yes, thank you for being here, sir. I appreciate it. Now, so to get this started, we're gonna start with Jen. And so Jen, like during your childhood, your early childhood, like what was your introduction to music? Like explain that to us.
Oh man, my mom, she's Chinese descent. She's full blood. So every morning, like before she would, get up and start her cleaning, she always put like Chinese opera on. I always hated it because it always woke me up. And it was always something like really loud and obnoxious, and it was just like, oh my god, why is this on?
Were they any like artists that you can like remember like their names?
No, I can't. I didn't ask because I didn't want to know.
Yeah, you hated it that much.
It was bad. It was really
bad.
bad.
Okay.
It's just like what you see in the Chinese movies, like that loud, obnoxious, like
in those epic like martial arts movies.
It's that bad.
You know what?
I would have loved it.
I actually came across some that I actually love. Even in anime, like there's some that I actually love. Yeah. So I mean, I can dig it. Like I can really dig it.
No.
Oh, okay, you just don't like it. All right.
We two different spades.
Yeah,
we were like it's motivational.
Okay, so pretty much like. Yeah, you was listening to that and you just completely hated it. It just brought back just memories of cleaning up the house. Yeah, I feel the same way because when my parents, back when I was a kid, when on the weekends when it was time to clean up the house, they'll go ahead and play that old school Isaac Hayes and all that. And
yeah,
I knew it.
Smooth, it's not drums clanging really loud. Shouldn't wake you out of the sleep of Hey,
it is what it is. Two different families. It's all good. All right. So, what about you, Malik?
Oh man, my family's really musical because, shout out to my uncle Don Patterson who passed away back in the 80s. He was a famous organist, and which you could actually go on Apple and listen to his music. But on Sunday mornings, my mom would wake up, listen to Anita Baker, Luther Vandross, The Whispers, and all that good type of music. Mm-hmm. And like Jarrell said, classic stuff like Isaac Hayes, all the old school stuff our parents listen to, especially when you're like 80s and 90s kids. Your parents would wake up on Saturdays and clean up, and you hear that music, but you knew as soon as they did that, you had to get up and help them.
Right.
and so like I kind of tried to avoid it, but my mom always got me. But a lot of that music shaped me because as I got older, I ended up listening to that music and liking certain genres and groups that was similar to what my mom listened to. So, for instance, my mom loved The Whispers, and they were a group of about 5 or 6 dudes. Right. 2 of them were twins, and the rest are singing. You know the song.
And the beat goes on. Yeah.
And, I ended up liking Bone Thugs and Harmony, which was a group just like them who won awards just like them. So that was my childhood, and my mom is a huge fan. She's met them several times, and then when one of the Whispers passed, she got so many condolences, like she was his wife or something. And it's crazy because like she has autographs. My Aunt Betty knows Al Green, and I've watched my Aunt Betty be on the phone like, "Hey Al, you know, I know you're in town. Can we get some tickets?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. You just come on. You know you can come backstage and hang out." So my aunt was like that famous party lady back in those times, and she hung out with all those superstars and all that. You see her now, you think all she do is hang around a pot and make you some good oysters.
Well, that sounds like a very fun childhood and a fun family. Like your family knows a lot of superstars, man. Like that's crazy. All right, so let's go into like the next phase. Going into preteen years, what did you guys get into? Like, was it some new things here and there that you started liking, or like anything happened in your life that kind of led to certain genres? Like, let's start with you, Jen.
Well, that's when like I discovered R&B and rap, and that was pretty much what was going on in like my middle school. Like everybody was listening to the same stuff, so I got into the same thing that they were listening to. That's when 98.7 was out, and you know, you just listen to it. It was just something that was new. That was like my first taste of music, really.
Okay, so what was your? Can you recall like a certain like artist that you really liked back in those days?
Oh my God, there were so many. You know,
I know.
There's Eminem, Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes. I mean Snoop Dogg. Just all of those old school people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember back in those days. I was listening pretty much to all the artists that you named, and during that time, I just remember like R&B and hip hop. It was just. It was what was happening. Yeah, it was definitely it, and it was just fun. Like it was just so much fun. It's like every song that came out, it just made you happy, made you want to dance, you just had a good time. Like every time a song came out from all these different artists, and it was just so diverse. Everyone had their own styles, and it was really good. Yeah, like my preteen years. I mean,
that was the fun era.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Oh man.
Yeah, my preteens were very, very fun, and a big part of the reason why is because of the music that was coming out at that time. And just like the memories I have about that time is just, it was just nothing but fun. And whether it's like parties, even like when we were kids, go to like school dances and stuff.
Oh yeah,
we would. We would always like go to those school dances and just have a good old time, and even dancing with the slow songs and partying with the fast songs and stuff like that. I mean, it was just, it was a great time, man. That was a great time for me. What about you, Malik?
Oh man, I could run it down for you, because me transitioning into that time frame was Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day. And then he turned around after that and made that one song, You Better Check Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself.
Yeah.
He was killing it during that time. Ice Cube was man. It's funny because also, too, I was in the Coolio when he did the Fantastic Voyage.
When he
remixed that song.
Ride, slip and slide.
The funk. And it was just so good, because I even borrowed like $6 from my mom and did all chores I could to go buy that cassette tape. And I went and got it, because this is like during that time where like the radio hits was really good.
Oh yeah,
like you turn radio. Oh my God,
radio
man,
was slamming back then.
It was, because like you could just turn the radio on and just ride wherever you were going to all those songs that were coming on.
Yes,
whether it be rap, R&B, soul, any of that. It was just really good. So like for me, growing up as a kid, it was kind of that phase, but then it started to transition for me, because I ended up one day watching The Crow with two of my friends, and I heard rock and roll for the first time. It wasn't my very first time, but what I can remember from that time. Because back in the day, my dad would show me all types of videos, because I was a big Bruce Springsteen fan. Born in the USA. And I used to play that record.
I've never listened to him.
I did. but I didn't realize what genre he was.
Right.
And didn't know that I actually liked that. And I was kind of afraid because, like, you know, I didn't know how other people would take it. But as I got older, it changed for me when I saw The Crow, because my dad was a huge rock fan. He would listen to that, and he introduced me to Guns N' Roses. I remember going to his house for the summer, and they were playing Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah.
And I saw the video for the first time. But back to what I was saying, when I saw The Crow, and I heard the song selections on there, like Nine Inch Nails, The Cure, Rage Against the Machine, that music changed a lot for me because it dealt so much emotion into you in different ways. So it was like when The Crow was running across the building, they were playing Dead Souls from Nine Inch Nails, it got you hype. It was like, oh, he's about to do something. I feel good. Like, I could run across a roof, but in real life, if I try that, I'm going to die. But so then when you hear the Cure, when they were doing the Crow song for when we was putting the makeup on, it was like a certain emotion of he was angry, sad, but he wanted that vengeance that was denied of him when he was alive.
Right.
Before they killed him and did all that wrong to him. So now he's back here, get ready to get you.
Right.
And that music gave you that oomph, that like, oh wow, you could feel the emotion in each song. So the crazy part for me was I hid that from my friends, because during that time, like, I'm already a mixed breed, but I consider myself both races, and being black and Puerto Rican, but being black in general, and listening to something during that time outside your genre was like, oh, you're a weirdo, and oh, you're a white boy, you dress like a white boy, you act like, no, it wasn't that. If the music is good, you enjoying it. That meant you had an open ear for something.
Right.
And so as me listening to that, I hid it from my friends, just to discover later on the same friends I hid it from were listening to it too. So it really changed the pace for me in life, but it also opened a lot of doors for me to not be closed-minded to other things.
Right. So that that transition, it was like mind-blowing to you.
It was.
But at the same time, it was kind of like you were trying to hide it from like the people that you grew up with, because you didn't know, you were scared of what they would say and
the rejection.
The rejection and just them treating you. You don't want them to treat you differently just because you started listening to it. Yeah.
And the crazy part about that is just like how you were saying, the rejection and being afraid. I was definitely afraid because I started changing myself in general, because as you see now, I love piercings and doing other weird things like the gauges and the dermals and all that. I was transitioning into that too. And when I would get these new things, I didn't know how they would accept it, because I had been hanging around these dudes for so long and they were my only friends during that time. It was like, how do I bring this to you while I'm walking around with my headset on? Like, because back then we had the CD players or the cassette players.
The Walkman.
Yeah, and then like the headphones weren't like the ones we have now, where you actually plug into your ear.
Yeah.
You just had the muffs on the side of your head and just hope one of the sides didn't blow out. But it was also, depending on the CD player you had or the cassette player, the music was kind of loud.
Right.
So as I'll be walking to their house or going somewhere, I'll be rocking out to Nine Inch Nails or whatever music I was listening to at the time, which was rock music. Before I would get to their house, I'll hurry up and switch the CD out. But I will always keep the rock CDs in like a certain case so they would never discover what I was doing. And little did I know, I didn't have to have that fear, but just to be open and be myself.
Wow, that's incredible and very, very, very relatable, because I went through that, but later on in life. Which brings us to like our teenager years, pretty much around the time when we all got into like high school and stuff like that.
That's when music changed for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's because it's the same thing for me.
That's when I actually discovered, this was my type of music. Like it was my identity in a way. You know what I mean?
Talk about like the genres that you were getting into, and like certain bands that you were listening to heavily, and what it did for you during that time.
I started off with already pre-knowing certain rock music, like rock genres, because of my brother. My oldest brother, David, he listened to harder stuff. He was more into the death metal. And then Richard was more into the softer stuff. He was like into Korn. He was into like Disturbed, Alice in Chains. So he was more mellowed out. So I got to embrace both sides of their taste. And it really transitioned me a lot too, because when I was younger I was bullied and stuff like that. So when I got into high school, I was like, I had this just angry attitude, like, you know what, I'm the shiznit. And so I just took on this persona, like, nobody can touch me, and that music really helped me with that. And after that, I just started to mellow out on certain things too. Like, I like classic rock as well. I got into EBM, industrial, and stuff like that. So, like, there's a bunch of different bands that really got me throughout the day at school. Korn was definitely my main one. I really, really just when I first when Follow the Leader came out, that was one of my favorite albums.
God.
That album
Life
is
that was so slamming.
Yes.
Life is Peachy was another favorite album of mine. And then I got into Cradle of Filth, and like I just love the theatrics behind it. I love the musical part of it, the way he writes his poems. Like it really hits a nice spot for me, because it takes you to a place of fantasy in a way, and it takes you away from everything that's going on in your life. So that was really cool, And then the angry part of me, you go through that teenage angst of, I don't know what's going on with my emotions, but I'm angry.
Yeah. I'm feeling something, but I don't know how to handle it. I just
like Limp Bizkit,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah, I definitely know that feeling for sure. For sure.
Chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water.
That
was that album. That was that album.
All right, well, yeah, let's go over to you. So, in your teenager years, like, what did you get into, like, during that time, and did anything really stood out for you, or did anything for you because of what you were going through during that time? Like, talk about that.
Oh yeah, man. High school years, it was during the time like me and my friends were getting older, and things were changing for us. But the main thing that got me was Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh yeah.
When they came out in 1993, I was hanging with some Filipino kids, and they played Thuggish Ruggish Bone in their car, and I heard the song, because like when I listen to music, I'll listen to lyrics and I'll listen to the beat at the same time, but I mainly look for what you're saying.
Right.
And what I kept hearing, what they were saying in those songs, I was like, wow, who is these fast rapping dudes? Because you got to remember, as us all growing up as 80s babies, you didn't hear that fast rapping. No. You heard it, it was there.
Right.
But you never heard somebody consistently run it. Just keep doing it at track after track after track. And then the way these dudes jumped into each other's songs while the other one was still rapping, like sort of like a cutoff, but the person was still get their last bit of lyrics out.
Right.
And then it just flowed together. So I listened to Thuggish Ruggish Bone in their car. And then next thing I know, I forgot about it for about a couple months. And then my best friend, I went over to his house one day, and he had First of the Month, the single LP. And on the cover, it had a big O for of, but in the middle of that O was like a crystal ball, but it was Bone Thugs in skeletal form with afros drinking out of a potion bottle. Then other pictures of them hanging with other dudes standing on the corner, but in cartoon form. And we just got into Bone Thugs real hard, because everything, I'm going to say this till I fall blue in the face. I love Bone Thugs because they never threw in your face that they had money. They always gave you the real music and how it was for them to struggle and grow up in the hood, the life that we all can relate to and live. It's great to hear music where somebody's not talking about, I got the biggest car, I got $5,000 in my pocket, your mom looking at me sideways, so I'm going to give her a hug. And my chain is hanging all the way down to my waistline. They didn't do any of that stuff. They told you what it was like struggling and how to overcome that struggle. It's not going to be like this all the time.
Right.
Which made me appreciate every little thing they drop. They could drop a CD right now with 3 songs, and each song a minute apiece, so you're getting yourself a 3-minute CD, and it'll be the best 3 minutes you listen to.
Yeah, I agree with that. For sure. And and for the record, I've always known who Bone Thugs and Harmony was. Like, I've always known who they were, group wise, because because back in back in like the late 90s. I knew a couple of their songs, not like the whole album or anything, but I knew like a couple of their songs.
A couple of radio hits.
Yeah, like pretty much like for
Like
one, Crossroads. Like
yeah.
they played that to death.
Yeah.
But a few times they would play Thuggish Ruggish Bone and First of the Month, like every now and then. But and I've always enjoyed their music, and the one thing that just stood out to me is like, yeah, they rap fast as hell, and
so
I can't understand what they're saying, but I love how it sounds. I love how it sounds.
You do now.
Well, yeah,
listen to you rapping.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like up until now, not to jump too far ahead, but like in the case of Bone Thugs and Harmony, yeah, like not until I met Malik, I didn't like really sit down and actually pay attention to their words and how they delivered it, and like I didn't take the time to like just be patient and just try to hear everything that they were saying. And then when I met you, and you would play Bone and you would just rap everything word for word. I'm like, how the hell does he know the words when they rap this? This is ridiculous. And we've been friends for like 3-4 years now.
More than that, we've known each other since Amazon, and I've been going
like 2016,
about 5 years.
So yeah, almost that. And ever since we became like better friends, we started hanging out and starting to learn more about each other. You actually taught me how to listen to how they're spitting the words and all that stuff. And not only that, you taught me like who is what. And what their name is.
Yep.
If you hear this voice, that's this person and stuff like. Because way before that, I didn't know who it was. Like if Busy could be spitting, I wouldn't even know. That was Busy. I don't even think I knew. Like I really didn't even know their names individually. I didn't even know their names. I just never really got dug deep into like their whole catalog like that. But yeah, ever since I met you, like you really schooled me on Bone Thugs and Harmony, and now I actually appreciate them a whole lot more than I did back when I was younger. And I actually know how to listen to some of the stuff that they record and they play, and I understand it. There's some things that I still don't understand. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it, but for the most part, I got it down pat. So, yeah, Bone Thugs, that's definitely one of the big groups right there.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, big Bone Thugs. They've done a lot. They've done a lot.
They changed music up very much.
For sure. One of the pioneers right there. But yeah, in my teenager years, when I got into high school, that's pretty much when my music taste changed as well. And
you got to broaden your horizon.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, you do. But I mean. But no, it's like at that time, I was going through a lot of things that,
I think we all were.
Yeah, I was just going through a lot of things that I just never went through before, and I just, and it brought out all these different feelings, like you said, anger, sadness, depression, because you go through certain things when you're in high school or just in your teenager years, like you just go through things that.
You go through things.
It really changed you. Yeah, like so you you go through
emotional.
Oh yeah, definitely emotional.
Oh
you find out like what emotions really are around that age,
Oh, yeah. Why emo
like what
came out.
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. You know what a heartbreak is. You know what loneliness is. You know what rejection is. Joyfulness, like extreme joy, confusion. You learn all these different things during those years, and you need something to help you cope with it and try to understand it and get you through that moment. And in high school, that was definitely it for me.
Oh yeah.
And that's when I got into the rock phase, and I got into it like late. Like you guys got into it early. I got into it late.
Right.
But
I was already pretty exposed to my brothers.
Right. So. In my family, I was the only one.
Right.
Like the most rock that anyone in my family got into was pretty much like Prince.
Right.
And I love Prince. Don't get me wrong. I love him to death. And he's one of the musical geniuses like of all time. Like I love him. And he's definitely rock, but I'm talking about that dark, hard, just gritty shit, you know, like that type of rock. No one in my family was into that. So when I got into high school and I'm meeting, you know, this person and that person and stuff, and I was hearing what they were listening to, because we would like, you know, share information about each other and stuff, and they would tell me what they're listening to, and you know, it was really mind blowing for me. And the one band that really just stood out to me at that time was Linkin Park. And
I thought you were gonna say Deftones.
no, that was after high school. That was like in my adult years. But yeah, great band. But no, the first was Linkin Park for sure. And they really like just got me through all 4 years of high school. You know, every emotion that I went through, they talked about it,
right.
And they just knew what to say. Mm-hmm. You know, they just knew what to say and how to explain it, and yeah, it really helped me get through a whole lot. But you know, they helped me, you know, find my emotions, and my emotions led me to like other bands and stuff. Like, you know, like I would listen to like Evanescence when I was like very sad.
I remember when she came out.
Oh yeah, like that first album that they did, was it Fallen? I think that album was ridiculous. It was like one of the greatest things I've ever heard. And then that also led to Korn, like you said. Like I think I didn't get into Korn until their greatest hits album came out. But after I listened to
that was really late.
Yeah, it was very, very late. Yeah, but once I heard all those greatest hits, I was like, okay, let me go back and get their actual albums and listen to the whole thing. And which I did later on. And yeah, I loved every single like song. Korn is a awesome album. Like they really represented just the anger that I've had and that dark feeling that I've always had, and they really knew how to like explain that in their music as well. And yeah, it's like one band led to another, you know, it just kept going and going and going. And then next thing you know, I just had this whole arsenal of music. You know, I still kept like hip hop and R&B around, but I was like, here, meet rock. You know,
like CD binder full of all the CDs.
Yo, I had like 3 CD cases just full of just different random stuff, and I'll be on the school bus, like going to school and going home. I'll be on the school bus just jamming out, just in my own world. You know, like the music I was listening to, it would just take me away from where I was at and just put me where I want to be, you know?
Oh man.
So yeah, in my teenager years, that's pretty much what was going on for me as far as music, and I had a very deep appreciation for it.
And that's a respectful level too, because like it got each and every one. Because like it's one thing I will tell y'all before you get off the teenage years, which I'm really enjoying because it brings back so many times where I sat in the house and I couldn't do anything and hang out with my homies, and I was going through certain emotional things because I grew up with like a really bad childhood because like my stepdad didn't accept me for being a half breed. He treated me bad. He started arguments with my mom because of certain things he didn't like about me. So if he couldn't find a way to get me in trouble, he'd find ways to get me in trouble. But whenever they weren't around, after I got yelled at and all that, which I know I didn't do anything wrong, which I wasn't an angel, but I would go turn on Bone Thugs, and it was this one song that always helped me out, and it was called Don't Worry. And it was just, you know, them telling you the struggle is there, things are going to go on in your life, but there's a way out. Just give it time.
It gets better.
It gets better. There's things out there for you that'll get you past this, and when you look back, it makes you stronger.
Yeah,
That's why I always appreciate those boys, because, you know, and not to skip ahead like Jarrell said earlier, I really appreciate Jarrell because he made a dream of mine come true, and I never actually really got to thank him the proper way I wanted to. He actually took me to meet my heroes, and I actually got to finally say thank you for the music to them, because I really didn't want anything from them but to say just those simple words, and that meant a lot to me to get that out and have that off my chest, because every song those dudes made, I had for each emotion I was going through at the time. I'm like, I come home, somebody take my cookie, I'm mad. Put this Bone song on. My cookie coming back tomorrow. Or it was like I come home and I'm like, man, this girl don't like me. Put this bold song on. Or I come home and be like, man, I made bad grades. My mom about to whoop me. Let me get something on to hype me up before this meeting.
Oh my God.
But it was truly a blessing to have this music, because without it, where will we be?
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, man. It's like everything that we were listening to during those times. It really did everything for us. Like when we wanted to scream, the music screamed for us. When we wanted to cry, it cried for us.
Yeah.
You know, like just whatever we wanted to do, what we listened to, it did it for us, and that's why I have a big appreciation for music. Cause it's really I literally call it a friend, because it is. Because there were times when, you know, I felt alone and music was there. There were times when I doubted the friends that I did have. You know, I had friends. It's just I was so troubled that I even doubted their friendship. I was like, no, you're not my friend, you know?
Yeah.
But music was there, you know, and music just never let me down. So that's why I have such a big love for it.
Oh yeah.
You know?
It was always there.
Yeah, always, man.
So you know who said it the best to me, and I always keep this in my heart? Marvin Gaye. Phenomenal singer.
Oh yes.
Phenomenal. Even to this day. Like him, Michael Jackson, you're gonna know about.
Oh yeah.
I don't care what happens, you're gonna know. But Marvin Gaye said this. He was like, music is my heart and soul, more precious than gold. Mm-hmm. Take that into consideration sometimes, because you know something? No matter what you go through or where you're sitting in life, a song can take you anywhere.
Oh yes.
It's like a book, but somebody is bringing more emotion to it. Mm-hmm. Because I actually watched the show one time, and someone, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis said it. They said, we can help you make your song better, but we can't give you the emotion that you need to push out.
Right.
Show us that emotion.
Right. Like it has to be there with you before you even go into the studio,
Amen.
Before you even write it down on paper.
It has to be there.
Yeah, it has to be inside of you. Yes.
It has to be there. And you know, that's crazy, because like when Marvin Gaye said that line, he said, more precious than gold. There's a lot of things out there that has material bindings behind it. Mm-hmm. But a song that's more precious than something that has more value, which is money-wise to you. Mm-hmm. But a song that can sit there and make you feel like the world is just okay again. And take away all that simplicities and pain and say, thank you. I feel a little bit better about myself. Mm-hmm. You know, thank you. I don't want to take this gun and kill myself. Or thank you. You know, I thought things were going so bad that now I could just find a little bit of motivation and go do it.
Yes.
It's a light in your darkness.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, because that is so true right there.
It is.
So true. All right. Well, going on to the next phase of our adulthood up until now. Like,
hallelujah.
Like, is there anything that you like got into starting from your adulthood up until now? Like, anything major change? You know?
No, I've pretty much stayed in that same genre. You know, of course, you search different bands and things like that. Mm-hmm. But my music hasn't really grown that much. It's still in that same genre.
That same field.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just I can relate to it more, and it's always stuck to me that way.
Anything that kind of like helped you out recently, or
it's crazy because I don't listen to music as much as I used to, and I think it's because I'm always so busy with other things that I don't stop to think about it. But when I'm cleaning or something, yeah, I'll put something on. And lately it's been Blackpink because of the girls.
Oh yeah, it's been for all of us. I'll find myself at work sometimes like Blackpink in your area.
Oh my
and then I'm
God!
I was like, I hope nobody saw that.
I guess you can say that's my new thing right now. But yeah.
Oh God!
I'm sitting there fanning myself like a girl. Like, look at you all there, look at me. I'm like, oh, put that hand down. But I had some life-changing experiences with certain music, I can actually say. Since I met Jen, certain things that she has introduced me to, like Cradle of Filth, I knew about them, but I never actually took the time to listen to them.
Right.
And actually found out that I was more of a fan of them than I knew because like some of their music, no, I'm gonna say all their music with the exception of I think their latest albums I haven't listened to. But I've actually sometimes when I'm chilling or doing something, I'll listen to Cradle of Filth and they have some fire songs. Mm-hmm. But my transitioning got a little bit weirder after, not weirder but better, I'm gonna say, because weirder just makes it sound. But to other people, I was being weirder because I went from just certain rock songs like Linkin Park, Deftones, 3 Days Grace, and a few other bands that I listened to, and I started slipping off into Slipknot.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, them dudes are fantastic.
Yes.
They have a certain taste that make you go Italian and kiss your fingers and throw it up.
Chef's kiss, man.
You know
Chef's
what I mean?
kiss.
It is. Like they spaghetti got extra meat. So it's crazy because Slipknot, one of the first songs I ever heard from these dudes, I was going through a real bad emotional time at this time. And I was just listening to anything I could, like what's the one group? My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
they helped me get through a lot, especially with the Ghost of You song. And one day somebody introduced me to 3 Days Grace and Slipknot. And the first song I ever heard from Slipknot, which changed my whole emotion and made me say, I don't care about this anymore, was the song Wait and Bleed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I love their lead singer. The way he did it, because I can't sing, and I'm not going to sit here and repeat the lyrics because I got this Isaac Hayes / Barry White voice with no tones in it, so I can't sing, so I'm hitting Jerome voice. Ooh. You know, I'm not going to sing. But since I just did that, that's going to be $2 for everybody to hear that.
Oh, Jesus.
But Wait and Bleed was the best song because they kind of did a recreation of Puppet Master in that. And the whole band was in puppeteers, and they had this guy who was going through something, and they were just like around him. And the whole Wait and Bleed album was really good. Even the concert version of it was good because they just, you know, a band is great when they're rocking harder than their music are. And they're feeling their own music more than they are. Because if I can freestyle and do a lot of things too, but as say like I'm gonna say this, if I was an artist, I never pictured myself listening to my own stuff or riding down the street saying, "Man, that new Malik album is hitting." No, I'm gonna be listening to other things to boost my motivation for it.
Yes.
So during my adult times, even with Jarrell, when he used to pick me up to go to Amazon, or either whenever me and him go somewhere like the concerts or just hanging out on a regular chill, if you look in Jarrell's tablet, he has a crazy list of stuff that you'll be like, he'll go from rap, rock, it'll get a little soft, 80s, 60s to where you pick out your afro and you feel like you got a pair of bell bottoms on, but his music taste is everywhere. And the one thing I respect about Jarrell's music taste is he doesn't come to you and you be like, "Hey Jarrell, man, this concert coming up, you want to check it out?" Yeah, I'll go. He is so very open about music. Like to the point where if somebody offered him a producer job, he would produce you some of the best music you would ever hear in your life. Because this grown man, I'm sorry, his talent for listening to things is beyond what other people block off and have a closed mind about. So like when I used to get in his car and he would play certain things, like I'm not going this is to be the only time I admit it, that one Jamiroquai song I heard, that was actually pretty good.
Oh,
but
no.
I never actually.
Does he mean, what is it, Jerry McCoy? Like, that's what he, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
thank
Okay, I was like, you said Jemima what?
I don't know what it is.
That's how I always
That's how-
called it.
that's how
Yeah,
I
I don't know
always
how to
heard
really
it.
pronounce his name, but I've always
Well,
called him Jamiroquai.
Jemima
And
Quay.
Jemima Pancakes. But like that one song, he had a great voice in it.
Oh, God.
And Jarrell actually had like, it's weird when you look through Jarrell's his little handheld, like his tablet, because like you'll go from some hardcore stuff to where it say I'll punch your mom in the lips and take your dad wallet to where it's like pass me a rose. But Jarrell's taste in music, we may be sitting here laughing right now, but like his taste in music is uncanny and unmatched because it shows a certain talent to where he's unbiased.
Yeah, he's variety.
He loves everything because when I asked him to go to that first Bone concert with me, because I knew I could actually have somebody there who would listen give me some good feedback about it, and tell me if he liked the group, and we still would have a good time whether he liked it or not.
Well, like I said, I already liked the group. I just never saw them live, and I didn't know all of their music at that time.
I lost my voice each time we went to those concerts.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I found out about me and him had a common ground with Deftones, we ran them up.
Yeah. I think once we learned about that, it was just like bam, it was solid. Like,
it was solid.
It was just unreal. Like,
it was over.
This my dude right here.
And the funny part, what we didn't tell the listeners is we were actually supposed to go to a Deftones concert, but then I found out Jen was pregnant with Aria. I had to save up every little penny that somebody flicked at me. But, like, you know, his taste in music is beautiful. Like, he's an all-around guy, and he really enjoys everything.
I know, right? Like, oh, really be still my heart.
Yeah, for real. Okay. But it's just like, you know, something. I learned a lot about music through him. I learned about a lot of things because, like, he would introduce stuff to me. He was like, hey, listen to this. And I never turned him down because he never turned me down. And we just always had a joyous time when it came to music and good laughs at certain things. Like, hey, wait, hold on. I just heard that. You're not going to skip over that like I just hear that dude say he'll high five a girl in the head. Rewind that back. So my music taste as becoming an adult got so much better. And even one of my friends, Justin, I still can't understand death metal. I listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony. You think that would help me out? But death metal I don't understand because it sounds
he listens to more hardcore stuff.
Oh my God. So, I cannot understand it. I love the sounds that they produce.
Yeah.
But whoever's singing, he got cotton balls in his mouth. Because this is all
I'm not gonna lie, I can't listen to it now.
I can't because all you hear is
like back in the day I could.
If I can make millions off that, I'll do it. And nothing against you death metal listeners, because I respect that music, because some of it is so fire. If you could teach me how to understand it could be better. It's just not for me.
Oh my God.
And I'm
you
not
just weren't that angry enough.
Yeah, I'm not clowning your music.
I'm not that. But I had, I thought, you know what, back in the day before I actually got into rock, I thought all rock, no matter what type of rock, it was going to be like that, like just all that screaming and you can't understand a word they're saying. I thought it was just like that, all the way up until I heard Linkin Park come out with Numb, and then Chester, even when he was screaming the words, I still understood what he was saying. So I was like, okay, there's something here, you know, and then it started from there, and then it just evolved into other things.
Yeah, because like one thing I love about rock music is like you'll have that calm, good beat, and then all of a sudden they'll bust out with some cool screaming.
Yeah,
and it was so dope. Like that one song Linkin Park did. Help me out with this one, Drew, because like right now, because we're on the pod, I kind of forget stuff, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to keep stuttering too long.
It's fine, man.
I don't know who to trust. Everything feels so far away.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, actually, I know what you're talking about.
Chester starts screaming. He's like,
that's
you.
That's from
take everything from the inside.
It's from the inside. Yeah.
That song right there. Wow, the way they did that song was so beautifully done.
Oh, yes.
You thought that was like a slow piano with a little bit of DJ mix, a little bit of guitar and bass strings. And Chester flipped out in that song and would start screaming you. And then the kid was like Goku making rocks lift up.
He did do that in the video.
I was like, if that little kid can do it, I can go outside and shoot a Kamehameha wave. Who with me? I tried it each time and nothing came out.
I'm sorry your dream didn't come true. I apologize.
I'm going to go Super Saiyan, don't worry.
Okay. He'll try. He'll try next time.
At least one or two. Something's going to happen. You strain that hard, that's going to be diarrhea.
I was going to say, a nice shark coming out of that. Okay.
But you know something else, too, that a lot of people didn't realize? That a lot of multicultures watch Beavis and Butthead, and that opened a lot of people up to rock, metal, and all that too.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
because they would do the little video skits on there.
Yeah,
but that was cool. Yeah, but that's good.
Yes, yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Fish sandwich.
Well, yeah, in my adulthood years, that's pretty much where I got into Deftones. That's when they came in, and yeah,
You really were a late bloomer.
yeah, I was, man, and that's what makes me so mad. But you know, it's like better late than never.
Yeah.
But you know, still, like if you play it like if you like play it right now, I'll treat it like as if I learned it when it first came out. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Deftones, when I got into that, it really like changed the way I I hear word, like the way I think about words. Cause like the way Chino like writes the word, it's like it's not straight to the point. It's like he is like the way he writes it, it's like it's out there. You know, he has like metaphors and just like he'll talk about something simple, but the way he words it is just, it makes it sound like it's about something else when really it's about this, you know. And it's and the music delivery and like, oh my god,
Oh man,
like the song that got me into Deftones was "Be Quiet and Drive." Like that was the song that. Well, yeah, I get to that. That's the thing. Like the first song I heard from them was "Change," and that was back when it was on Queen of the Damned soundtrack
Right.
album.
awesome song.
Yeah, I love that song, but I didn't know who they were, and I didn't like take the time to like find out who it was and all that other stuff. I just listened to it. I was like, yeah, that's a good song. But yeah, later on, that's when I got into Deftones from another song, and I went through that catalog and I heard "Change" again. I was like, oh, so that's them, you know? So I was like, okay, cool, But yeah, Deftones they really, really like just speak to me. And they just take my mind to just out into outer space.
Man, those dudes are phenomenal.
For real, man. Like, I love
so
Deftones.
Because my way of catching up with Deftones was I didn't know they existed. I've heard their songs before, but never could place the artist.
Right.
Because back then we didn't have the technology we do now to just say, "Hey, I can find it."
Right.
So the way I found Deftones was I had heard "Changing House Flies" from Clean the Dam, but I kind of paid it no mind for a while. But I was like, "Man, that song's tight with Akasha's walking to." And remember, she killed all those vampires to that song. So one day I went to a pool hall with my cousin Hassan and his friends. And somebody played it on the jukebox. And when I heard it, I could not move the whole time I was standing there with the pool stick in my hand. They're like, "Malik, it's your turn." And I was like, "No, I don't want to play anymore. I want to know what this song is."
Right.
So I walked up to the jukebox. I tapped the screen, and it was like White Pony, Change in the House of Flies,
White Pony album. Yeah.
It was during that time where you could have the MP3 players, put it into the side of your computer, and download all your music into them.
Yeah.
I put that song in there. That was my wake up for breakfast. That was my work song when I was delivering food. That was my go home song. And it was my after I got out the shower, had 2 sandwiches, and it was time to go to sleep. I changed in the House of Flies more than they did. My mom heard that song so much, she started singing it.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
And then, just to find out, and then afterwards, I ended up discovering them when they did Saturday Night Wrist. Again, when I was in Philadelphia, I came home, I had the DVR, and back on the DVR, you can go look up old music videos.
Right.
And one of them was Mien, or Maine, whatever you want to call it. And I put it on that video. Every day I used to come home from work, I would put that video on. It was so lively. Because they intertwined the community. They had dudes ride BMX bikes doing tricks. They had break dancers.
They had the lowriders.
They had local dancers.
Yeah, they had everybody.
They were having so much fun in that video. You could not do anything but enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the videos, even Chino is dancing with the guy that's pop locking.
Yeah.
and he even intertwines right, throws his hands out and puts them down like, "Yeah, I'm done doing that pop locking." and their drummer was just killing it. And they did the video beginning during the daytime on top of a building. And then at the end, they were under a bridge with the low riders and all the kids there, they really show love to their fans.
Oh yeah.
I love Deftones for the simple fact they show love to their fans.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to have you around, and they enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They made something just like we even Be Quiet and Drive, under a bridge with a water hose.
It was very simple, but God, it was just it was so intense and good.
And Chino's vocals is untouched.
Oh yeah, man.
He
screams
a
like
beautiful voice.
God, I don't know how he does it, but God, I love that he does it. I mean, he's incredible, man.
He is.
He
Awesome
really
singer,
is.
Awesome band.
It's awesome
Rest
song,
in peace
yeah.
to their guitar player.
Oh yeah, Ching.
Yeah, the
bass player. Yes, rest in peace to him, man. That was
rest
so sad that
we miss you and love you, man.
Yes, and rest in peace to Chester.
Amen.
We love you and miss you.
Don't ever
Thank
go
you
through
for
it
all
by
the music.
yourself.
Yeah, man. But yeah, continuing like my adulthood. Yeah, like like listening to Deftones. But as I got older, I actually started listening to just instrumentals of just random, not nothing specific, but just random instrumentals. It could be like R&B songs or little operas or just anything like instrumentals. Like I actually started listening to that, and then I started listening to songs that were in different language. For real, different language. Like I have, there's.
You're actually really good.
They only have one song that I know and I actually like, and the first time.
Don't say Du Hast.
To be honest with you, I don't even know the name of this song.
Oh, okay.
But it's the song.
That's the song that everybody says. Oh, you know Rammstein? Du Hast. I'm like, oh my God. There's more songs than that, but
those
okay.
Are the radio people.
Yeah, well, the only song I know of, from them, it was the one that they performed on the first Triple X with Vin Diesel.
Firefly.
Yeah, actually, I forgot they were on that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, fire and fly. Yeah, that song. I like that song.
Yeah, that's all.
And I remember, and what's crazy is I actually, when they came down to Tampa to perform, I was still working at the arena in downtown Tampa. I was still working there, and I was, watching them performing, and they played that song, and they lit that whole stage on fire, just like they did in the movie with all that fire. It was the same, but they brought the fire out.
They're on my bucket list.
Oh yeah, they were crazy, but I think they were banned from. I think they're banned from Tampa.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they're banned from Tampa because of the whole penis thing the penis cannon that they brought out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so
they're a little bit raunchy.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna come back, but here's hoping.
A lot of bands are.
But I started listening to songs that just where it came from bands or singers or whatever from other countries. Like there's a song from it was produced. It was made by New Jabez, who's pretty much the guy who made the music for Samurai Champloo.
Oh wow,
and,
really?
Yeah. He was the guy that made all the background music that they played during the show. That was him.
That's dope because even the fighting scene music was good.
Oh yeah, everything, all the music in that show was good. Yeah, and this was the man that made that, and he did this one song he made the beat, but this female, I don't know who the female is, but she was singing the song, the words and stuff, but it was all in Chinese. Not one word was in English, nothing. It was straight up Chinese. But just the way the tone of the music itself.
Are you sure it wasn't Japanese?
Well, yeah, it might be Japanese. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, that's true. That is right. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. Yeah,
you
sorry.
Just said Asian or something. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was so quick to say that. Yeah,
He was.
That was my fault. Yeah, Japanese. Yes. But either way, but yeah, she spoke in that different language, and the way her voice and the way she delivered it and all that, it was so beautiful, and it just went along with the music, and it was really, it was gorgeous. I don't understand a word she say, but I love that song regardless.
Yeah.
And there's also a song from a group. I think they're from France, I believe. They have a rock song that I love very much. And again, not one word in English, all in French. But I love the song, and they had this one guitar riff at the very end of it, and I'm so mad that it's only like a few seconds long. Really, that riff should have been like majority of it, because God, it was so awesome how they just went out on that song. But you know, as I got older, like that's pretty much where my taste went to. Like it just went to all these songs that came from different countries and went to instrumentals. I'm also listening to like, you know, lo-fi, you know, stuff like those, that vibe music where you just sit there and chill and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm like almost every day I listen to lo-fi. So that's pretty much what I got into, you know, between, you know, throughout my entire adulthood, you know, all the way up until now. All those different genres and songs is just what it does for me. It really changes my way of thinking. You know, it really like it keeps me open minded and think about things that I normally wouldn't. You know, like just really go out there and say, you know what,
it just brings you back down to earth, pretty much in a way.
Yeah, in a way, but it also takes me far away. You know, it takes me out there. You know,
that too. Yeah,
it's just I don't know. It brings like just all these random thoughts and words and stuff into my head. It helps me like with like when I write things, you know, like when I write notes and phrases and stuff like that, like that's the type of music that really helps me going. Yeah, it helps me search inner feelings, inner thoughts, and just like, you know, change the way I express it. You know, like, you know, it's just like rephrase it a certain way or like look at certain things at a different angle. Like that's really all that stuff does for me.
Yeah, just like a lot of people wouldn't look at me and think I listen to certain songs from Marilyn Manson. Like he redid "Sweet Dreams," and that song
everyone know that song. Yeah,
that song was fire. And like a lot of aspects of things is just like even with Seether, they have a lot of people listen to them. They redid Deftones' "Chains in the House of Flies," and they did an awesome job on that album, on that cover of that song. But like when they did it, they slowed it down and played it acoustic, and it was really good. But Seether is an awesome band, and I've been a fan of theirs since my boy put me on to them. Where it was called "Driven Under," one of their songs, and "Driven Under" is a really good song that helped me get over a lot of stuff too. Which is like it's actually kind of a song where it's somebody about to get shot because they get ready to break up with a girl, but I still enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's just violence.
No, because he's like the chorus is she told me she had a gun. Sounded like she'll use it. The basic of the song is him not feeling this girl anymore because she's done stuff to him and he wants to get away. But he knows she got a gun, so if he says peace out, he's gonna get a 3-piece of bullets.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I gotta listen to that song.
If you ever see the video, he's walking down the street, cars are blowing up. This chick is crazy. Like, he gonna need the FBI to get him out of this situation.
Wow.
But it's a really good song. Seether has a lot of good albums, a lot of good songs. Like Deftones does. I mean, I'm a big fan of Seether. I have been for a long time. And when I was saying earlier in the post that I was afraid to come out about me liking rock music to certain friends, one of my friends that discovered I ended up liking it later because he walked in on me one time listening to it, actually introduced me to Seether. And he actually introduced me to Alice in Chains. He actually introduced me to, what's that one group called? Frame and Hanley. They awesome music too. 30 Seconds to Mars. I ended up finding it myself. Yeah. Even though he didn't do a great Joker, but
no. I agree.
He was 30 seconds to Batman.
At least he made good songs.
Even that one group that redid I think it was Frame and Hanley. No, it wasn't Frame and Hanley. It was who was it that redid Lil Wayne's Lollipop song?
I have no idea.
What was that?
I have no idea.
I think it started with an H, didn't it, or something like that?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I know what band you're talking about. I just can't think of their name right now.
But it was actually a really good song because the way they changed it around to put it in the rock version, he was doing a little bit of screaming in there, and it was really good.
Interesting. Well, I might have to look that up too.
How have you not heard that one?
Yeah, I didn't even know that someone did a rock.
Yeah, it was Freeman Hanley.
Oh, was it? Okay.
That's how I discovered them, because I downloaded their whole album, and I still actually have it on my iPhone 4, the old one. Sorry, it's small. But they're on there, and they redid it because the video starts off with them at a party, and he's liking this one girl, but it's pretty much reference that, you know, she's going to do some whole things to him. And they're drinking beers and playing strip poker, and some of the other bandmates are playing, and the guys keep losing. And then he was like, "Can I show you my tour bus?" And then the song starts off. But he really had great vocals for that song.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely have to look into that.
Yeah, Freeman Hanley. Freeman Hanley is.
It sounds interesting, so yeah, I'll definitely give that a chance. To close everything off, last question, and we'll all answer it. Mm-hmm. So, Jen, is there anything that you would like to say to music in general, or to one of your music heroes, you know, that played a big part in your life? Like, is there anything that you want to say to them?
I want to say thank you for Danny for letting me actually get a chance to meet him. That was definitely an experience of a lifetime for me, because I waited literally like 3 hours or so just waiting in the back, just waiting for them to come out, just so that I can have like signatures or, you know, just anything, just to be able to say, hey, you know, you're a major part of my life, because like you got me through high school. I got a chance to meet the whole band, and I got to meet the Butcher Babies too as well. And like, I just want to say to people out there, explore. You know, there's more out there to listen to. There's a lot, and you never know when you're going to actually meet them. Because I've met a few locals down here, you know, and I've gotten a chance to see bands that came from Finland. I got to see the band Him, the 69 Eyes. They're both from Finland. I got to just support my locals and just the love for music. Just, you know, listen and enjoy, and don't hold back, you know, because if you do, you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. It's a lot of creativity out there, and, you know, it's just, it's music. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. Sound advice. Yeah, thank you for that. Malik, same thing.
Yeah. I got the privilege of meeting Bone Thugs and Harmony, which was the greatest thing in my lifetime. And I've met a few other artists, but nothing will ever stand out more than Bone Thugs. The one thing I can say, always keep your heart and your ears open, because music is everything that you'll always need. It'll get you through the good, bad, and even just the mellow times. Or even when you're just enjoying yourself and being happy. Don't be closed-minded about music, or even if you find out about, for the young people out there, even if you find out about a friend that's listening to something different from you, don't clown them. Ask them. Because you never know. It might be your choice to enjoy that same type of music. So don't be so closed-minded about what you hear, and stop profiling music as white, black, or Hispanic, but just open your ears and profile it as everything you should hear. Because everything you listen to, or just like anything you read, it can help you out later if you decide to become an artist. Because you need to keep that open mind, because you may work with a black artist, you may work with a Hispanic artist, you might work with a white artist. And just like when Wu-Tang did it with what was that when they did that crossover with the rock music with
I believe they worked with System of a Down. I want to say
they have, but they did one before that where it was Mick Jagger.
Oh wow!
They worked with him.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me.
Are you sure?
But they did one because Wu-Tang was on one side of the wall, and they kicked it in. They collabed on a song together.
Huh.
But what I'm saying in general is, and I'm sorry if you're listening correctly.
Yeah, me too. Because it sounds like Aerosmith and Run DMC.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what you
That's
was
what I meant.
Okay, I was about to say,
That's what I
I don't
meant. Like
remember
I said,
Wu-Tang kicking down walls and the band was on the other
Right.
side. That was definitely Run DMC and Aerosmith. Yeah.
Okay.
So I apologize for that bad reference, but what generally because like,
But the point is
they
the point
do
is still
kinda look
sound.
alike.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because what I was trying to say is, even with them being of two different things and do two different tastes, they still came together to make a phenomenal song.
Right.
So if your friend is listening to something and you hear it, don't clown them. Try and listen to it with them, because music is open there. Music is like religion. You know, music makes you feel a certain thing. It makes you believe something exists, and it also gives you hope and faith. So always be there, be open-minded, and enjoy everything that some other artists do. And also, as always, be critical about it and be careful what you listen to, because even though I'm an older cat, this music nowadays, I don't know what y'all are saying. That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
Y'all I've actually heard in one song the P-U-S-S-Y nigga more than 15 times in a verse. So give me something that I can listen to besides that. But you know what I mean? Like Dr. Spock says, Jesus saves.
Oh my God. This guy right here, man. That's why he got the special intro. But all I can say is that I definitely want to say thank you to music in general, because
Absolutely.
you know, you played a role in my throughout my entire life, you know, and I enjoyed everything that came about, and thank you for the people that brought it to my attention.
Absolutely.
And, you know, no matter what genre it was, you know, just thank you for that. But as far as my heroes, definitely thank you to Linkin Park. Like I said, you definitely helped me through a very hard time in my life. And I don't know what would have happened if your music didn't come by, you know, and help me out. Rest in peace to Chester.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Prince. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson,
Absolutely.
who was my very first hero.
Always.
Yes, I love and miss that man. But yeah, man, like just like they, you know, like my guest said, be open. Don't be afraid to meet new people, because you never know what they can teach you or what they can bring into your life, and that goes with music, you know. It goes with music too, because you don't know what a song is going to do for you, or what a sound, like one note can just change everything for you. So
Yeah, I've definitely met some interesting people along the way.
yes, so definitely keep your ears open and your mind. So yeah, I believe that'll do it. I would like to thank my two guests again, Jenn and Malik, for doing this for me. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you having us. Had a lot of fun.
Yes. It was a very fun episode. It really was very different.
A lot of reactions from it.
Yeah, man. It was hilarious and very educational. You know, I learned a lot about you guys. I really did.
Just so y'all know out there, I got a B average.
Oh my God.
So like
3.5. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna say it. Sound good.
right. What he said.
I mean,
Anyway,
two toothbrushes up.
I knew you were going to say that.
I haven't heard that in a minute. Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome. Always here to please.
Real quick, these two, they actually have their own YouTube channel, and I'm going to let Jenn tell you guys about that a little bit. Go ahead.
Yes, it's called JTM Me and Them. And it's our own YouTube channel. It's me and Malik, and whoever, you know, comes along, our friends and family. Come check us out. Click, like, subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming up. I'm
And
actually going to do one this Saturday.
And just know, if I'm doing stupid stuff on here, just imagine what you see me doing on there.
Yeah.
I am special in all ways.
Oh, yes.
Hallelujah.
Every episode, this guy right here, he's going to give you one. Let's just say that. Okay.
Maybe two if you act right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, well, anyway, yeah, my little promo is I have a book out. It's called What Say You. It's available on Amazon.
Go get that.
Yeah. Look at
Are you fucking serious?
yeah, but yeah, like I said, What Say You on Amazon. Go pick that up. I believe that anyone who gets it will enjoy it. But this has been another episode of Compositions. Stay tuned for the next episode. Who's the special guest? I don't know yet.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, we'll see. But yes,
Hit that notification.
yes, click on the subscribe button and
That like button.
the like button,
And that notification.
comments, Yes, yeah, do all that stuff. You know the drill. So yeah.
And if you do, we'll send you 2 toothbrushes.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.